It's the Reverse Scoop podcast. It's Cricket Weekly with Adam and Nabil. What's going on, Nabil?
All good, Adam. All good, man. Excited to be back here and, going over a lot of the Jomboy and cricket inside the collab that, you went through in your last week, at the warehouse in Jersey City. So I'm excited for this tonight's episode, man, because, it's close to our heart, when it comes to growing the cricket in America, doing what we can as content creators and trying to find those collabs that can really take, the game to the next level and bring it to new audiences. So, really excited, man. So let's just kick off from there, bro. You're back after a week. How was your week? How was the experience?
Inside the collab.
Yeah, inside the collab, bro. Let's start
inside the collab. So yeah, epic week over at the Jomboy team. So it all started. Yeah, it was weeks ago. They reached out and were like, "Hey, we're filming this documentary." They are part of the Cricket Impact Group, Beach Blast down in Barbados. Jomboy Media is putting up a team. At the Beach Blast is corporate teams putting together 6-man for a beach cricket. 5-a-side, like Super Sixes tournament on the beach. And they're putting together a team. So they invited me out along with Liam Plunkett, world champion ODI winner, test match player, Washington San Francisco Unicorns. So yeah, and so he was there.
Don't you mean the amateur? Don't you?
I know. Sorry, I got it in the background. I'm wearing the other shirt today. I got the Unicorns little thing right there, and the other thing over here. I try to represent every team, and then Corey Anderson was also there. So San Francisco Unicorns captain and former New Zealand batter with the fastest ODI century. So that was the team. That was the dream team. It was Liam, it was Corey, it was Adam. That was the dream team teaching him cricket. So
nice.
First day, I kind of played like assistant coach. Liam and Corey mostly ran the first day, and we did a lot of drills with them. So introducing them to the bat swing and introducing them to the bowling. We just had them set up and do a whole bunch of drills, getting them all set up. And it was the batting, obviously, they picked up pretty easy, obviously, because being a baseballer, it's a swing. A baseball's a swing. A cricket's a swing. But getting him to have the grip right. So we started with the grip, making sure they had that grip right, making sure they're stepping the pitch of the ball, hitting the ball. And I mean, most of the time in the warehouse, they were just baseball swinging with a 4.5-inch bat, making good contact, which would work for beach cricket, right? It works. It works really well. So then getting to the bowling. That was a tricky part, getting them to bowling, like teaching them the crow hop. Jimmy was great. Jimmy, as in Jomboy Jimmy, he knew more about cricket than I thought that he knew about cricket. And obviously he talks about it, but he was able to do a great job of crossing over the words that I was using. So we were doing like, okay, we're going to do like a jump step here. He was like, oh, it's kind of like a cross crow hop. He was using and he was crossing over terms very easily. So yeah, and so we got them into the bowling, and I like to teach the bowling. We had Cole Tucker, the former MLB player. He was like their signature player they had coming in to play with them.
I saw him.
And so I was on the way on the bus over. I was like, here's what I would do, like how to think about it. If you're a baseballer, you never bowled a cricket ball before. Imagine you trying to do a full court basketball swish trick shot. Like, how would you bowl it? How would you get the ball into the hoop? Right? You have to go all the way back and then kind of roll your arm over, like really fling it over. I'm like, well, that's kind of what a cricket ball is. You just got to keep your arms straight.
Great technique.
So yeah, we taught them all how to bowl, and they all got pretty decent by the end of it. Like I posted that video of Cole bowling to Jimmy, and he was really bringing some heat down there. And some of them, who else we got? We got Jimmy. One of the other blokes was able to Jimmy. I keep calling him Jimmy Newton. Was able to really get some really good wrist action, like bringing some heat. And so they were able to do really well. And then we didn't teach them. I was meant to do like a little bit of running to the wickets, but we ended up doing the batting, the bowling, and then moving on to the next thing and trying to film everything. And we ended up having a game. So we had like a mock game. So I was with Jake, and I was on the talking cricket team. And yeah, at the time, so I had busted my shoulder. I had hurt my shoulder. My shoulder had been injured from work going into it, but I wasn't going to let it stop me. So I had to face up and play. And I don't know if you can tell when it comes out in the film, but like I was in so much pain. And so I was batting one-handed and proceeded to get a duck first ball. And then I walked and they're like, oh, you didn't. And then I was like, I nicked it. And then they came back and then nick again next ball. Yeah. But the thing is like they picked it up so well, and that if you're 2020 style cricket or the Super Sixes or Beach Blast cricket, their style of cricket is way better than my style. Because like I said, I explained like my style. I was talking to Corey. I was like, "You can teach me some power hitting because I can generally use bat all day. Like keep the bat on the ground and have that full face of the bat. They don't bat like that. They just swing at it, right? They just step to the pitch of the ball and swing. They make great contact. So I can't hit it as far as they hit it. So they were doing great. And then what else would happen? And then so the biggest thing for them was like they picked up the fast bowling very well, but I was bowling to them spin. So I was bowling some leg spin and some off spin to them. And the slow pitch bowling just did them all in. Like the first pitch I would bowl a spin to them, complete swing and misses. And then once they picked up the pace, they would tonk it once they picked up the pace up. And I was just trying to give them some pies so they could get some big shots for the videos. And I got hit a couple of times, which was fun, but it was good. I was happy that they got some runs, and it was all.
I think they're not alone when you can say, a lot of batsmen struggle against slow bowling. So, it's not a surprise that Jomboy and these guys, struggled against slower bowling, because even in, a lot of professionals that practice this day in and day out, struggle against spin. So
yeah,
but it was
so
really
it was good.
To see.
Yeah. So that was day one, and then day two they played an indoor match. I can't give away too much of how that went, but I can say that I commentated and ran the score, kind of like narrated the episode. There was no indoor scoreboard, and so I was the umpire and affiliate, and the third umpire. I was the first umpire. I was commentating. I was keeping the score, keeping the game moving. So that was good, and yeah, got to be. That'll be like, I think that's episode 3. The second day I was there would be the third episode of their documentary. So it was cool. It was a lot of good camaraderie. They're all a bunch of great guys. A lot of fun on the bus. On the trip over, they were playing like cricket 25 in the school, like on the bus, like the game. We had the game up on the screen. They were playing that, nice. The PlayStation, and then we were doing some walkthroughs on some classic video footage of, like, we went over the Bairstow thing, Johnny Bairstow, and just talked about different stuff on the way there. And it was really cool.
That's awesome, man. It sounds like a amazing experience, with these guys and creating those relationships. That's going to help us to take this game to the next level, man. So, props, man. And we saw, Jomboy getting padded up and helmet on the first time, using Adam's gear. So, how did he feel, man, gearing up? I know it's a bit different, right, than baseball, where you just have a helmet and a glove and a bat.
Yeah, so everything we had done for the first 2 days had been softball, like tennis ball or like the rubbery style plastic ball. And then we were like, oh, let's get to the hard ball while we're in the nets. So, yeah, padded him up. I was like, you might need a box. I gave him a box. He chucked that out after 2 balls because you got to have everything organized, right? You can't make your box work. But, yeah, I mean, I wasn't bowling fast enough to worry him like that. But he did very well. He made really good contact. And then a couple of balls I was bowling some arm balls. I bowled one, but I said I was bowling in pain. My arm was absolutely killing me. I had it all taped up. I had K tape holding it all together, but I had full range of motion. It was just in a lot of pain. But But yeah, I got a couple to really flick the wrist and put some zip on it and beat the bat, which I was happy with. But yeah, I couldn't bowl leg spin. Leg spin was too much. I could only bowl the off spin. So yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and they're going to do really well. Like this, so the point of the documentary is that like can a ragtag bunch of Americans go down to a cricket tournament and win? I have money on them winning this thing. Like I think they can win it. Like because just with the dimensions, like the dimensions of the ground, it's a 200 feet boundary.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So it's not that far.
Barbados, right? This is what we're talking about.
No, it's not even 200 feet. Yeah, it's like the 30-yard circle is the boundary. So it's like. Wow. It's like, yeah, maybe 200 feet, less than 200 feet, the boundary, and anything in the hit in the warehouse, they were just smashing it. Like they don't know singles. Singles isn't an option for them, right? It's just all sixes. And so I was like, yeah, just smash everything. And it's only 25 balls. So it's five ball overs. So it's 25 balls. And some of the rules are interesting. So if you bowl a wide's 2, and then it will double in the over. So, because like you're giving up the opportunity for them to score a 6. So if your first wide is 2, second wide is 4, third wide is 8, and then every wide after that's worth 8. So that you can't just bowl wides to save them hitting a 6, which is a good concept. Yeah. So
interesting. So, yeah, it makes you think.
And then the last over, it's a 2 ball penalty plus you re-bowl it in the last over because they want to keep it running. They want to keep the game rolling, keep the game real short. Yeah. So yeah, but no, it's gonna be great to see how they go, and I think they have a really good chance of winning and doing well. I think they should do really well and run it to the top. And there's a whole bunch of competitive guys like champion wiffle ball players and MLB players, and wow. they're very competitive and they took it really seriously and did a great job in training. So yeah,
that's awesome, man. And they're going to that Barbados Beach Cricket, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yes, really Barbados Beach Cricket, the Blast. Yeah,
and that's going to be the opening event to the Caribbean Premier League, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
too, right?
Yes.
Sounds good.
So that's going to be taking place. I think it's happening. I think it's the 4th and the 5th of September.
Yeah.
So I think the episodes run. I believe it's a 4-episode series, and the first episode must be a pre-episode, like before we get there, like just the concept of them doing it, I think. And then episode 2 would be day 1 with Liam and Corey and me. And then the 3rd episode would be me from day 2 down there. And then they're going to play the games on the 4th and the 5th. And then they'll release an episode on the 6th or 7th, like after they play the 2-day games. So they play like a bunch of games. I mean, they play like at least 10-ish games. I think they play something like that. At least, wow. Yeah, because it's quick, right? The games are done within an hour, right? The games are done really quickly. So yeah.
And when is the launch of the Barbados Beach Cricket tournament?
So that's what I'm saying. The beach cricket is, I believe, the 4th and the 5th of September.
4th and 5th of September.
Yes, and so they'll release the podcast. They'll release the documentary the days leading up to it, and then they'll play those 2 days, and then they need to film them playing at the beach to get the next episode, something like that. Oh no, that's what it is.
Where are they going to be dropping it on Jomboy Media's channels?
Yeah, Jomboy channel. Yeah, Jomboy channel. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah. So no, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. Episode 1 is the day 1 with us. Episode 2 is the indoor day. Episode 3 is they go to the beach. So they on Friday they went to Staten Island to play on the beach. That'll be the 3rd episode, and then the 4th episode will be them actually playing down in Barbados. So
that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah. And so it's gonna be great. I mean, the big thing is exposure to cricket. Like Jomboy and Courtney and that, like the CEO, they've been very open about trying to talk more about cricket and growing cricket and getting on the cricket bandwagon here in America because they understand that cricket is growing. Because like you think about, like I was talking to like Cole Tucker and the guys, like think about pickleball. Pickleball came out of nowhere like a couple years ago, and now pickleball's everywhere, right? Obviously, it's super accessible and it's easy to get the paddles and play the game and whatever. But cricket is on that same arc of like it's a newer sport here in America. We're making facilities, we're growing it. It's becoming more popular. And with everyone that's involved, like Jomboy exposing it to everyone is doing it service, you know what I mean? Growing the game. And it's going to be the Olympics. So everyone that's now like us here doing this and everyone that's doing cricket before the Olympics is setting themselves up, you know, because they need people, they need commentators, they need broadcasters, they need people to know, they need people to coach, they need people to do all this stuff, you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely, man. I think Jomboy, you know, is obviously, you know, creating a path, right, when it comes to you know, creator-led sports growth, right? I mean, Jomboy Media has already done a deal with MLB itself, you know, for a minority stake within their company, right? Which kind of signals to us that, hey, the growth comes from these types of, you know, media channels that are actually, you know, working day in and day out, putting the content out there, and this MLB stake and now access to that type of resources, you know, once you know, you have that deal, it's kind of, you know, insane, because now he has access to everything he needs to kind of go out there, and now we have an opportunity to, you know, work with this guy to be able to create some baseball fans and, you know, kind of teach him about cricket. You know, so the opportunity, as you said, man, is amazing for anybody to kind of, you know, capture and do what they can, and come to the board and you know, be a part of this growth. So you know, the model with what John Boy's done, with, you know, how we're working towards it, I think it's all there for us, and it's creator led sports growth, you know, through cross pollination and you know, things like that within different creators. You know, Adam Hall is another guy that we got to bring up, you know, the guy from Cricket Impact Group who's done, you know, amazing work to, you know, kind of bring a lot of this, you know, stuff together too from his end. So a few words for him, man. You know, what do you think of Adam? You know, I know you worked with him for a little bit with him. So you know, give him a shout out, man, with all the heavy work that he's done. I know.
Yes, love Adam. Met with him a bunch of times. Spent the time with him in Texas. Actually, going to see him tomorrow. Actually, trying to go see him tomorrow in New York. Yeah, he's doing amazing work. Him with his group, the Cricket Impact Group. They're doing, you know, they're breaking the ground, getting things done, setting up all these events in cricket world, connecting the people together, making it all happen. So, you know, they're doing the cricket, the Beach Blast down there, you know, bringing businesses and corporate teams together to make incredible events. So they put on the summit. They put on the luncheon before MLC. They're going to be doing the summit. The summit's going to be incredible. Like when I spoke with him about what's going to be there, like it's just insane. So I'm going to be helping them like launch that and get more bums on seats to that event and hype that up. And it's going to be crazy. The stuff that they have now in cricket, like all the technology is crazy. So it's going to be an awesome event. And like I said, yeah, cricket's growing here. It's all moving towards that LA 28 on the horizon. And yeah, Adam's doing great work. And it's in also working with Liam Plunkett's right in there. You know, he's got his coaching program going. He's running LPC out of Pennsylvania. You know, should be some stuff moving with him, trying to help, you know, grow his thing. And so there'll be plenty of things happening between the Cricket Impact Group and Liam, and they're really the front runners in moving the needle here, because USA Cricket don't move no needles. They're not doing anything to help anyone out. So we're taking it upon ourselves to really like move that needle, you know, and do all that stuff. So yeah. Yeah,
absolutely, man. It's moving in the right direction. You know, at least we do what we have the power within our capabilities and in our hands, right?
Yeah.
And we leave the
rest. I think one of the things, like one of the biggest things learning, like one of the learnings from being there at Jomboy, like they have full access to the MLB, and MLB is working with them, and the content they pump out dozens of clips a day. And it's amazing. And like I spoke to him about how Cricket Australia just tears everything I do apart, and I get copyright strikes for every 5 seconds. And we spoke about it. He put out a video for the Wokes incident where Woke came out with a broken arm or whatever, and talking about the test. He didn't get any strikes, no strikes. And even his video, we were looking over it. His video was just the actual full clip. So it wasn't even on Instagram. It wasn't even his face over.
Well, that's because it's Jomboy, you know.
Well, no,
he's
it's not
kind of
just
giving them the credibility in
it's
his
not even
space.
just that.
You're not
It's
gonna
not
cut
even just
respect
that. But
him.
like, that's yeah. What's the difference? Like, if I'm getting them 1 million views and he's getting them 1 million views, what's the difference? Like, it was like 3.5 million views that I got over Border Gavaskar Trophy over those couple of videos.
I remember,
and they took him down. Like, it's like, what was the point of that? What was the point? Yeah. So, and then now, anytime I post a video with any of that in it, like I tried to post the one with Siraj doing the bluff straight away, I knew it because I posted it, and then you refresh it, and it had like 4 views, and then before you know it, notification comes in. No, you've been blocked. It's been this blah blah blah. Wow. You've broken this. You've copyright strike. So like I have strikes on my account now. So the problem is like working with people and trying to make content with the footage. Like I can't use like Australia versus South Africa. I can't use any of that footage. I can't use the footage to make content, which is stupid because no one in America is making that content. No one's making it, and no one's commentating on it. No one's spreading that information to America, and no one's even really covering it anywhere else. And I could cover it very well and make good content about it.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, we're going to get into that. The commentators weren't even at Darwin. The was taking place in Darwin. Commentators weren't there. And then when I'm watching the highlights, I'm like, what do you mean Ben Dorsch hit a 6? That's Tim David, clearly. What are you talking about? And then turns out they weren't there. They only had the live stream from wherever they were filming the commentary from. And, yeah, they mucked up a bunch of times, getting the wrong names on the screens and having the wrong batters in the wrong places and commentating it incorrectly. And I'm like, okay, so you can't pay your commentators to come to the game and you want to block me from my views that make $0? like it's one thing to block a video that's generating revenue, but if you're generating, I'm generating $0. My Instagram videos generate zero money. There's no monetization on Instagram. It's zero. There's zero money there. So I don't know why they block it. What's it for?
Plus, you've changed the context of that actual piece, right? Because you've added value to it. So when you add value to a particular piece of content, it's, in my opinion, I don't think it's copywriting because you've used it to add value and create something new, right? So
it's absolutely fair use. Yeah, it's absolutely fair use. But they did not. I'm on their radar. I'm on their radar. It's what this thing. It's a thing. It's called tall poppy syndrome. So have you ever heard of it before? Have you heard of it before? So it's a phrase that's generated out of Australia. Tall poppy syndrome. It's like when Australians become successful, Australians don't want Australians to be successful. They cut them down. It's tall poppy. You cut the poppy, you cut them down. And so, it's like why I moved to America. Like doing what I do, if I was doing it in Australia, no one cares. No one cares. If you go to my comment section, you look at all the Americans. Oh, great video. Loved it. All the Australians just pointing out everything wrong with the video, telling me I'm an idiot. Like, it's just different. Like, it's different. Like, I am not popular in my own country. I'm popular in America. Even when I had the cookbooks and everything, like, I would get stopped in America more than I'd get stopped in Australia. Be like, oh, you're the guy, the YouTube guy makes meal prep. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah. I'll take my picture. Yeah, take a picture. Sure, no worries. Australia, no one cares. No one cares who I am.
Oh man, looks like you still might have some haters out in Australia, man. You know.
Cricket Australia. Number one hater. Cricket Australia.
Well, I'm glad you left that land, man. You know.
So I'm ready for the Ashes. I'm ready for Australia to get flogged in the Ashes, just so I can talk about it.
Well, you must be happy about that ODI loss today that happened. They got crushed.
They lost today.
I think it was today or yesterday against South Africa. The Maharaj.
Oh, let me look it up. Let me look up the stats over here. I want to see that. They lost? Cricket, they lost?
Oh, yeah. 198 all out against South Africa.
In an ODI?
In a first ODI, day-night game.
Wow. Wow.
Let's see what the lineup was for the Australian side, man. You know, in this match.
Here it is.
We had Travis Head, Mitchell Marsh.
They batted second. Wow.
Batted second. They were chasing 296. Quite a good score.
So Markham runs. Markham
Travis
gets
Head, Mitchell Marsh, Labuschagne. Yep.
Yeah, this team is something else. So it's pretty much
let's talk about
the
the Australian team, man.
So let's talk about this right here. So there's like two obvious things here. So They had the 2020 team. The 2020 team included Maxwell and included Mitch Owen, right? Mitch Owen and Maxwell are not included in this team. So what are we doing with our lives? What are we doing? I don't understand. What's happening? You got Travis Head and you got Mitch Marsh. You got Travis Head, you got Mitch Marsh. Lavashane, no idea why he's there. Cam Green, he can be there. Josh Ingles, Inglis, he's my future opener. I'll go back to Big Double. He's my future opener. But he's batting down the order. And then I guess obviously he's the keeper. And you got Aaron Hardy, Ben Dorshus, Nathan Ellis, Zamper, and Josh Hazelwood. But this wouldn't be my top 4. No, or my top 5. No way. That wouldn't be my top 5. My top 5 would be Mitch Marsh is batting very well.
Yeah, this seems like just a makeshift type of a team.
Yeah. There you go. Back to the big screen. Perfect. Yeah. So I don't know what they're doing here with this lineup. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. And how many people they bowled? They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bowlers. Lavashane even bowled 2 overs. I don't know if that was spin or what. They had Lavashane bowled 2. Aaron Hardy only bowled 2. So I don't know what's happening there. Did someone get carded? Did someone get carded? I guess a couple of them are getting carded. Zamper, 10 overs, 58, 1 wicket. Travis Head got 4 wickets. Wow. Travis Head got 4 wickets. Yeah. Who'd Travis Head get out? Travis Head got out Rickleton. He got out Stubbs. He got out
They
Brevis,
didn't have
he
Pat
got out
Cummins or the other guys. So.
Yeah, no Pat Cummins. Well, yeah, Pat Cummins, he could be left out of the side. I mean, English Nathan Ellis. So Josh Hazelwood, Zamper, Ellis. I'm cool with that. Ellis, I think, is really good. I think he's like one of the best death bowlers right now around the world. But I mean, I would have Mitch Owen over Lavashane every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Like Mitch Owen needs to be in the side, even in the one-day squad. I don't care if it's 50 overs or 20 overs. Mitch Owen needs to be there. And I mean, you could have Maxwell in the ODI. I think Maxwell might have retired from ODIs, didn't he? Did Maxwell retire from ODIs? Is that what that was?
Maxwell, yeah. Maxwell's done with ODIs.
Oh, okay. So we may have a situation here where some guys have retired from the ODIs. They don't want to be available. That could be the option. But I mean, yeah. I mean, if this was going into a World Cup, not a fan. Not a fan because you got Alex Carey and Josh Ingles there. They got 2 keepers there. It seems
like they're testing. That's what it seems like.
Could be. But I mean, I'd have Mitch Owen in at 3. I don't know why Mitch Owen opens in MLC and then he was batting at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
For in the 2020 squad. Yeah. So I don't know. I would have Mitch Owen come in at 3, honestly. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's I think she just seems like they're it's a makeshift type of a team, like Australia B or C or D team. You know, there are a lot of pieces are missing in this lineup, and
it's the point where
like they'll make some adjustments.
Split. Yeah, they're split. Like they're not play. Like Steve Smith won't play ODIs anymore. Maxwell's not playing ODIs anymore. Yeah. So they're focusing on the T20s, and ODIs are blue moon events right now. They're not big anymore. You know, going to the days where ODIs were the favorite thing to watch.
Yeah, no, I still enjoy a good ODI match, man, or test match. You know, it's my preference to watch the longer version of the game. But as you said, times are changing. You know,
times are changing.
Yeah, we had a comment here. We had Leonard Achaibar commented, "I'm here." I'm like, all right. I think he's one of the MILC commentators that commentates in minor league matches. So Lenny, welcome to the pod. Welcome to the comment section. Let us know, your thoughts on, American cricket, major league, minor league season starting soon. So, we went over the draft players last week or the couple weeks ago for minor league. So that's around the corner, in USA cricket here. So a lot's coming up. Northeast season, is getting a little bit colder. So we got a few months of good weather left, maybe. to get some good cricket in, and yeah, local scene will be done after that. So there's a comment. Okay, so Lenny's here, said they've got guys to cover the series. The pool is big. It's a good problem for the Aussies. Yeah, I mean, he says, the Aussies they've got a good pool there. They'll pull it together as always. But yeah, I think Australian team, they lost this first one, but they'll fight back as they usually do, maybe in the next one. How
Yeah,
things
so
stand.
it's a nothing series. It's an exhibition
Yeah.
stuff. They're playing up around the Northern Territory and they're playing in Cairns. So these are areas where you don't normally see the cricket. They don't have the international cricket. So these are more exhibition games than anything really. They're just trying to keep themselves occupied until the Ashes.
Yeah. I mean, now it's like hard to find these series, that are just between, two sides where we just go travel and it doesn't have, a lot to kind of, a lot of pressure or nothing to like lose. You can just try what you want and see, what kind of pans out for you. So I think Australia might be taking that approach. They know what they have with a few of their other players, and with some of the guys that they're trying out, they just want to see what these guys have.
I really feel like they should bring back the tiered system, like we've been mentioning about the Test cricket. They should have a tiered system for the ODIs as well to keep it interesting. Have relegation and promotion and make it something to fight for, and put it in a 2-year cycle. And after the World Cup, get into a cycle of play this many games and move up in the ladder, and you know what I mean. So
yeah, the tiered system. I think it's we need something interesting in international cricket, or else franchise cricket is going to take over. That's the future of sport in cricket. As a sport, it'll be all franchise. We look at soccer, we look at other sports, we look at U.S. market here, all sports franchise. How often do you see USA basketball go out there and compete? Or USA baseball, for example. You never hear. I mean, there's World Baseball Classic, Olympics, but that's really about it. Besides that, it's all franchise. Players are competing to get the best contracts and franchise deals, and that's what good business is too. So I think that's where cricket is headed. In the next 10-15 years, international cricket's going to die down, and franchise cricket, will be done unless we do something different, like the tiered system or something to win over and compete against, the franchise cricket. So what can international cricket do, Adam, to compete against franchise cricket? Because it's a battle, right? It's a battle, and who's going to come out on top? History tells us it's going to be franchise cricket. So,
franchise cricket is going to win for sure. Like that's what the model we're running with here, where pinnacle of the sport in America is the franchise league, the MLC. Top tier league. The USA is just the gravy on top in international standings, but we, have to move with that. Everything else in the USA runs on the franchises. MLC is the top franchise. That's how we're going to run. Now, for Test cricket to thrive, I mean, the quality, you need quality of the players, you need quality of the facilities, and you need to set it up in a way where you're having these rivalries. So, everything, the Australian Test summer is an iconic 5-game series. They plan to play every summer. It's going to be 5 Test matches. They play on the same days every year. The Boxing Day Test, the New Year's Day Test. That's iconically the MCG, SCG. They mix everything around. This year they're doing the day-night game in Brisbane, I think, this year. But that's set up. That's the Australian sports summer set up in a way where that's when the cricket's on. That's when the Test matches are going to be played. That's everyone's going to be watching it, right? And it was India last year. It's going to be the Ashes this year. Who it'll be next? South Africa maybe next. Maybe I don't know who's coming next, but that's what it looks like. And similar in England, they play at Lord's, they play at Edgbaston, they play here, they play there. Like they play at all these big places, and it's iconic. And whether it's India playing against them or South Africa or whatever, it's big. Now, moving outside of there, when you look at all the other countries, India, Pakistan can't get their stuff together, so they're never going to play cricket together unless they're playing somewhere mutual, right? And then you got all the other sub nations around them. then you got all the sub nations. Like it's just like a little side quest. Oh, you're going to go to Sri Lanka and play a test match. Okay, little side quest, right? It's not really followed and like a big sporting event. You know what I mean? So like to make it work, you have to make these events big events and meaningful and playing for something and getting people out to it and building up the hype and everything. But I mean, think about it. The Ashes have been, what's that been, 100 years plus of hype? You can't just make it up. You know what I mean? You can't just make the hype up, So, the World Test Championship brought some interesting dynamic to that. But again, it's a one-off thing. Everyone flew in, and it cost teams players. Players couldn't play for franchise because they were playing international. It mucks the system up. So So there's that. But I mean, the
quality changes hand. It transfers from one side to another side. So it's all about retaining in a battle of who can get access to better players and who can provide them with better deals to kind of attract them. So and when it comes to selling and having that watchability and ICC essentially can sell, Ashes. They can sell India, Pakistan. They can sell Australia, India. Maybe that's really about it. What else do they have that the whole world wants to watch? It's what I'm saying. It's literally
it's India, England. It's India, England, Australia. They had the big three.
Yeah.
You had a little South Africa in there. And then
India, Pakistan. That's it. India, Pakistan in any tournament would generate revenue for them. So it's all about,
But Pakistan playing anyone else, no one's watching right now.
Agreed. Only Pakistanis will watch it, just because they're crazy passionate fans. So they'll watch it. But besides that, selling the whole world on a particular, clash, you won't be able to do that, just
without a World Cup. Without a World Cup, you can't make it happen. And because you think about the World Cup came to the US and everyone was glued to it. You're watching every country, including Nepal and Scotland, participate in these things. And moving into the next round, we're adding in Italy into the mix, and Nepal they'll be back into it again. You know what I mean? So, I mean that's just coming around once, but. You have to consider, like in America, the seasons of sport ebb and flow, right? So we're coming out of baseball season into football season, and it's it's just the switch is getting flipped, right? Or it's like fantasy football leagues are beginning. I'm going to do my first fantasy league this year, and everyone's getting ready for a football season. And it's next 16 weeks, 16 weeks plus, it's going to be dialed in on the football, right? Nothing else matters.
That's right.
And until America gets invested, understands cricket enough, or invested enough to want to watch cricket to a point, like right now they don't even watch 2020 cricket, right? And to us, we love watching the test matches, which is like watching the Masters. It's 4 days of play. You play the same course every day for 4 days, and at the end of on Sunday, the championship players are playing for the win. Which is what test match cricket is. You're playing 5 days at the same ground against the same people in one big long game, and it's fun to watch. And it comes down to the wire. Like we had England, India. It all came down to the last few balls, last few runs. Closest win they've had. So it's they'll get. I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, so talking about that, I was just at a Red Sox game. So I went to the Red Sox game, and I don't know if I mentioned a little bit earlier, but like. If Americans understood cricket, they'd love it because it is more exciting to watch a cricket game than it is to watch a baseball game. It's no offense to baseball. No offense to baseball. The difference between watching a baseball game live and watching a cricket game live is that with every ball, there is a hit. And so something's happening. Even if the ball is a single, something's happening. So you're watching something take place. You're watching something happen. When in the baseball game, if it's 1 out, 2 out, 3 out, all of a sudden, you watch 3 strikes. You watch the bloke miss the ball 3 times in a row, and then he's gone. The next guy comes up, he misses 3 in a row, he's gone. Then maybe a guy gets skies one, and they get a can of corn, catch him out. Okay, well that was it. Okay, now it's the next innings, and it's like it moves fast. The game progresses faster in baseball, but what's the advantage of that? In an entertainment value, where's the value in the entertainment? Because like the game went so quickly, I was like in my head, I'm like, I'm not getting my money's worth. They were like, oh, maybe we'll leave early. I'm like, well, I want to make sure I get my money's worth. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I had free tickets, but the point of it is like, I was like, I want to see the game. And then the game that I watched on Sunday was Boston and the Marlins, and it came down to the last innings. You know, in the ninth innings, Miami, whatever, they get a home run with someone on base. They score 2 runs, putting it to 5-3, and then Boston get a single, and then they have a runner on base. They get another single, so they have 2 on base, and they have a chance to hit a home run to win the game, which is the same in cricket. In cricket, it comes down to the last over. You've got 17 runs to get off the last over. It comes down to maybe a boundary to win, like the other day, Australia versus South Africa. It needed a 4 to win. You know what I mean? And it's the same ending, but getting to that ending was like a whole bunch of nothing getting into the ending. Whereas in cricket, it's always happening. It's always exciting. There's always something happening. The ball's always moving. So the play is always progressing. And the 6 is happening. You know what I mean? So like it was in a 3-hour baseball game, I saw 11 hits and 2 home runs.
Yeah, not a lot of action. Not a lot of
home runs. 3 home runs because the guy dropped it over the fence. So it was 3 hours, 3 home runs, and I think it was 11 total hits for the game. Yeah. Whereas in a cricket match, like opening day, Finale hit 19 sixes on his own.
Yeah.
Right? Where you get 20 plus, 30 plus boundaries, you know, a game even per team. You get 30 boundaries a team. I could include the 4s. Right. And
the action is there in cricket for sure. I mean, like, you know, baseball can have, you know, some big blowout matches, you know, where the team score a ton of runs and get a ton of hits. And, you know, they may be facing a crappy pitcher, but, you know, it's literally when you have an ace pitcher on the mound, somebody who can clock, you know, at like close to 100 and it's got a nice slider and a curveball. And, you know, that guy is obviously going to be, you know, almost untouchable if there's an ace on the mound, for example, right, in baseball. So again, the context in a game of baseball is much different than in a game of cricket, because in cricket we're facing, you know we have to face 5 or 6 different pitchers. In baseball, for all 8 innings, you could be facing that one guy that just lights out that night, and he could be having a day, you know. So I think baseball, man, can be flipped on its head if we gave them, like, instead of 3 outs, give them 12 outs per inning. Have it be like, you know, they play they play a 12-out inning, So essentially you combine 4 innings into 1 inning, right? That's what I would do, like, just to make fun of it. If
I was to change baseball, I would just get rid of the strike zone. Take a strike zone away. No strike zone.
Stumps there.
No, put some stumps there. then make him throw the ball. And yeah, you're out. But that's the whole point. Give him a 4.5-inch bat. Here's what we do.
Yeah.
Get rid of the strike zone. Put some stumps. 3 sticks with 2 little things on top. We'll call them bales. Okay. We get rid of the baseball bats. We give them bats that are 4.5 inches wide. Okay, give him those. Then what we do is we tell the pitcher he's going to bowl with a straight arm. He can't bend his arm. Okay, he has to bowl with a straight arm. And we put some stumps at his end. Okay, and then we get rid of the bases. Get rid of those. We don't need those anymore. And we just tell the batter when he hits the ball just to run next to the pitcher, so he doesn't going to run as far. And then to make it a little more challenging for the fielders, they take the mitts off. No mitts, just bare hand gloves. And then what we'll do is we'll move the pitch into the center of the field and make the boundaries all the same. So it's not just in one. And now you have to hit everywhere. Okay, that's what I would do to change. That's what I would do.
Baseball's done. I would literally, man, just give them 12 outs. Let one team bat 12 outs. Then other team comes out for 12 outs. And then make the final inning be like if the match is tied, it's the final innings. You only get 3 outs. Whoever wins fucking wins it, man.
No, I think they should do it, honestly.
Cool.
If there was no strikes. Like if there was no strikes.
Yeah.
Like if you just played it like so what I mean is like there would have to be something like if you swing and miss is different than a leaving the ball.
That's
So
smart,
if you leave the ball, leaving the ball is
count.
fine. Like in cricket, it doesn't count, right? You don't win that one, right?
Yeah.
But you should have like a leave policy. Like let's say the full ball policy. It's not the full ball policy. It's just like if you don't swing at 4 pitches, right, then you don't get it, but you still give a wide instead, right? So if we say, if the pitcher pitches it too wide out of their zone, call it a wide, okay. Yeah. But you can also leave the ball, which is okay, which you only get a set amount of leaves in an innings. Let's say it's 4 leaves you get, and if you swing and you miss, then that is a strike.
Yeah.
But if you swing and hit, then it's not a strike. Because what happens is the count gets up, right? And then you go to leave one in the zone and he strikes you out. Well, no. Just give him another. He's still got plenty. Give him a few more to look at.
That's true. That's true.
So, but you can do a whole bunch of things. Take away the gloves.
Lenny gave an idea here. He says, take away the gloves. Yeah, I like it.
Take away the gloves. That's something that I want to do because, like, we didn't do any hardball stuff with Jomboy. But like that would be if I was to do the content again and be designing the content, it would be all hardball content and it'd be putting them through cricket drills and getting their reactions of like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
Because like cricket, like you're catching the ball barehanded all the time. Yeah. You're learning how to catch that ball like, get hard hands, like soft hands, but the calluses and everything, making the hands tough hands, soft hands to catch the ball. But that's something. That's the tick. Like get him a slips cradle, like get a slips cradle set up and have him like, and because they're baseballers, right? They can really peg the ball. Slips cradle full. Imagine you get a couple of baseballs in a slips cradle. Like that content would be elite content.
Them like going everywhere, trying to take that catch.
Everywhere. Yeah, I go $5 someone breaks a nose, but that's pinnacle content right there. We'll get some people together for a slips cradle. We're gonna build a slips cradle.
Yeah,
that could be a whole YouTube video and storyline. That could be a whole Okay, team, we're building it. We're gonna go to Home Depot and we're gonna build a slips cradle. I'm gonna buy some equipment, and then we're gonna get some baseballers. I'm gonna wheel it out and put it on wheels. And we're going to see if these guys can catch some balls.
Or we'll just ask one of the haters in Australia to send you one.
One of the haters. No, this is actually right. That's going to be a whole video. I'm building a slips cradle. And then I can bring it. I can make it so I can put it on the back of my truck. And then I can take it places and then, have it. That can work. Slips cradle, big slips cradle.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
We got some comments in here. We got cricket being taken serious in the US. Love it. What's up, Adam? New follower. Excited for the excited for future content. You got it, my guy. You got it over here. Someone asked me earlier who's my favorite cricketer. Who's your favorite cricketer, Nabil? And then I'll go next. Who's your favorite cricketer?
Ooh, my favorite cricketer. Are we talking like all time or current or everything? I don't know.
The question stands. Who's your favorite cricketer?
That's a tough question, man. Put me in.
I'll go first. You go first.
Yeah, you go first.
It'll just be like the 2005 Australian team. Matthew Hayden has to be probably my favorite player.
Yeah.
But like Hayden and Gilly and Punter and all the guys from that era, like we just the best. Dizzy Gillespie, Glenn McGrath, Fleming, just all the guys. Stuart McGill, Shane Warne, those are all the guys. Right here, what else we got here? Got some more comments. We got agree that cricket is more exciting to watch than baseball. Thanks, Brian. Plus, to get to see more bowlers too with different styles. Yeah, that's also a plus of the cricket. You get to see different styles of the bowling.
Yeah, absolutely. But
yeah.
Because obviously, there's a lot of different types of bowling styles. Remember, what's his name? Paul Adams from South Africa. the weird Chinaman leg spinner who would twist his body. I don't know if you remember watching him bowl.
I
Paul
don't know.
Adams. Does that ring a bell from South Africa? Look him up, bro. Paul
I have
Adams.
to
He
look
would
it up.
literally
Left
twist
arm
like,
Chinaman.
oh, dude, it was like he was bent in half when he delivered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, left arm. It's the most ridiculous action I've ever seen. You know, and
The left
I'm
arm.
sure
My favorite left arm Chinaman is Brad Hogg.
Brad
Brad
Hogg.
Hogg,
Yeah,
Brad Hogg or Brad Hodge? No, Brad Hogg is the bowler. Yeah, Brad Hodge. The other Hodge
yeah,
is the
Hodge.
batter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he says he had a good thing. I mean,
You
leggies can
must have
bowl.
watched Paul Adams growing up, bro. It's like on our time.
Massive.
It's in our timeline, you know, from when
It's in our
we grew up
timeline.
in the '90s. That dude was
Yeah,
around, yeah, and he was a different bowler, very unique.
But you consider when I grew up watching cricket, right? I only exclusively watched the Test match cricket summer of Australia, right? It's not like I was ever watching the cricket anywhere else. Like even when Australia went overseas to play India or Pakistan or Sri Lanka or whatever, we barely had that on TV. That wasn't really watched live back in those days. You would know they were going, and then you would pick it up in the nightly news, the nightly sports report, how they went, but you didn't watch it live. We would only watch the summer live, and then that was built in with the ODIs, either side of it, watching the ODI cricket. And then, yeah, it wasn't until like the 2010 or something when they started coming out with the T20s. I know they started with exhibition games, and then, the Big Bash. I'm not sure exactly what year the Big Bash came out, but I'm going to say around that 2010-ish time.
I think it was right after that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, something around there. Maybe it could have been a little earlier if they had some exhibitions, but yeah, those were the days. Those were the days.
Absolutely, man. I remember when Pakistan won that 2009 T20 World Cup. You know, that was huge. After I think they made the final of 2007, lost to India, where Misbah tried to scoop that ball and they needed 4 runs on the last ball and got caught on short fine leg or something. And then so I have like memories from the start of like the World Cups. When the first World Cup was, I think 2007 and then 2009, and after that all the leagues kind of started to come out and kind of take over the game. Yeah, man, but it's cool, man. When you think about these, nostalgia and things like that. But I'm gonna go back to my favorite player, man. Yeah,
go ahead.
You asked me
go ahead.
who my favorite player was. I was thinking hard about it, right? So when I think back to my earlier era, when I was a young boy, the guy from our neighborhood who used to live 5 blocks away by the name of Shahid Afridi. So he would live 5 blocks from us, and he was known as a big tape ball hitter in our neighborhoods and parts. And there was a cricket academy near the home, so we used to come there all the time. So growing up, knowing that, kind of just when he became big after that fastest 100, I became a massive fan at that point. Obviously, over time, I grew up and I watched his cricket kind of dwindle. So I wasn't as big of a fan as I understood cricket more. I followed mostly guys like, Brian Lara, Arvinda De Silva from Sri Lanka. He was one of my favorite players to watch back in the day. Sachin Tendulkar, and Imran Khan as well. I think I can't forget Imran Khan because he was just his legacy from the World Cup was something that as a kid I had just kind of looked up to. So those were some cricketers in my mind, that me growing up kind of I had memories of, and I still kind of hold dear. So that's why it's just like was a tough question for me, man, because I just don't have one that I can pinpoint.
That's some good names.
I loved Shane Warne. I loved Murli Duran. I loved the Aussie. Gilchrist, so many players that I could just bring up and say, man, I was such a big fan. Depending on the time and the moment. And I think a lot of us cricket fans feel the same way. It's very hard to pinpoint just one player, man. Well,
did we live in the best era of cricket?
Oh, we did. 100%. 100%. We were very lucky, I think, man. I think it's a hot take, from 90s or 80s, 90s to 2000. I think that was the best era of cricket until the T20 era kind of began. You know, so that
Before the
30 years,
T20 era. Yeah.
we can call it the T20 era, man. Post 2010.
Yeah.
You know, before that, it was Test cricket, ODI cricket. It was the love. You know, '99 World Cup, the Aussie Pakistan semifinal. The final. Sorry, you know, and the Australia South Africa semifinal, which was heartbreaking for South Africa. I don't know if you remember that, where Alan Donald kind of went about
Oh,
getting
you
that.
mean, yeah. Was it 99? 99, right?
99 World Cup. It was
Yeah,
Lance
99 World
Klusner and
Cup.
Alan Donald.
Yeah.
Klusner
No
had
way.
saved that
Yeah,
match.
right upstairs, right here, right up here. That's
Oh,
hashtag never
dude.
forget.
That
Hashtag
match
never
was
forget.
crazy.
That match was, they were cooked. Australia was cooked, bro. They were toast.
Crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely gone. I'm pretty sure Damien Fleming was bowling, right? Fleming was bowling. Yeah. A bowlologist. Shout out to Flemmo. Shout out to the bowlologist.
Bowlologist.
the bowlologist. Yeah, shout out. Yeah. I mean, they just had to wait it out. They had to have. There was still time on the board. There was still balls in the shed. They only had to get a run, right? There's only one run to get, right?
Yeah.
And then, but the thing about the noise and everything,
the pressure.
Yeah.
You know?
Talking about the run out and stuff like that, I've come to learn I have a really unique story. So like Dean Jones, I worked under him. I did some coaching with him when I was a kid at some cricket academies with Dougie Walters and that. And he taught me something that I taught to Jomboy about, and he said that he had never heard it. So when I said to him, we were looking over some footage of running between the wickets, and I said, pause it there. I said, you see here, look at the guy at the non-striker's end. He's kept the bat in his right hand, and he's going to turn, but he hit the ball to the offside. So he's now blind to the ball. He's not looking where the ball is. And I said, that's called turning blind. He's turning blind. And Jimmy was like, I never heard of that. I never heard a commentator say that. I said, yeah, I learned it from Dean Jones. He taught me that because he famously had a famous run out where he was he said it was so loud. I don't remember. I could probably find the footage of it, but he was so loud that the bat at the other end, he was saying, go, 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 go. And he thought because it was so loud, he couldn't hear him, but he could see his rips. He thought he was saying, no, no, no. And so he didn't run, and the other guy ran, and then they ended up running themselves out, and it was a big, important game. And then during the coaching session, you talked about turning blind and how you make sure you only say yes, and you only say no, and you only say wait. And then you change hands with your bat when you go to run. Because the biggest thing I see here in America, the difference between how we get coached in Australia and how the cricket is done here is that everyone turns blind. No one changes hands and turns their body to face where the ball is. First of all, no one calls. Americans don't call. The Pakistanis don't call. The Indians don't call. The Bangladeshi blokes don't call. The Singalese blokes don't call. No one calls. There is just like this assumption that we're running. No, there is no assumption that we're running. Okay. I am very like, yes, no, wait, no, yes. And then when I'm calling yes and they're not running, I verbally swear. I'm swearing out loud. I swore during that All-Stars game. I hit a ball, smashed a ball out to deep cover. Yes, run. Yes. No, send me back. I'm like, what the are we doing? What are we doing? Run. What are you talking about? There's 2 overs to go. We need to run.
Oh, God.
So, like, I'm so loud, but, like, my loudness, like, if you listen to Warner when he bats, he's yelling the whole time. Yes, no, wait. Yeah. That's how we get coached. That's how we get coached in Australia. I mean,
I'm like that too.
Yeah, but not everyone's like that here. A lot of people don't do that. They're just like hit the ball and they're like, they're already halfway on the wicket. I'm like, you didn't say yes. You know, you didn't call. But maybe there's a run there. There's not a run there. No, you say yes. You say no. You say wait. You don't turn blind. You look. You're watching the ball. You're backing up. No one backs up. And man catting is not a thing in Australia. There's no man catting. I played 200 club games. Never ever someone ever turned around to man cat. Liam Plunkett tried to man cat me in the game. First ball, with the non-striker's end. I start laying off. First ball. He turns around and goes, I'm like, what are you doing, man catting me?
That's because he called him an amateur, you know, that he was like, I'm gonna get my revenge now.
I know. Everyone man cats. It's not an Australian thing. Every game I've played in America, someone tries to man cat me. Even Liam Plunkett tried to man cat me. Like the guy from the Indian team, he got so upset, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You can't run me out. Like you're in your delivery stride. But then they changed the rule. The rule's changed now. Apparently, the rule is like. It used to be as soon as you plant your back foot in your delivery stride, you can't man cat. Now it's like it's different. Your arm has to be up over your head.
If you haven't gone through your action, If you haven't gone through your action, you can stop. If you're like this, you can stop and still do it. You know,
but that wasn't the rule. The rule used to be as soon as you planted your back foot, you couldn't do it. That used to be the rule. That's how I was taught growing up. And even similarly, like some of the rules, like the rule must have changed. Like when I was a kid, the rule was like because I just discovered that the rule, if you catch the ball in the field of play and then it goes over the fence, no, not catch the ball. If you stop the ball in the field of play and then you throw it over the fence, they give it 6. Or if you catch the ball and you slide and then you touch the rope, they give it 6. Which apparently I think. That's a rule. Well, so because I posted a video about the AB de Villiers took a catch on the boundary, and I was like, if he touches the rope, it's going to be 4. And someone commented like, no, it would be a 6. And then I was like, what? What do you mean it's a 6? And then I looked at the rules. Apparently, there's like a rule change. So but like I don't think that rule should be. I think if you catch the ball in the field of play and you slide into the fence, that should be 4.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you catch the ball with you, if you catch the ball and you drop the ball, and in the process of you dropping the ball, it doesn't touch the ground and goes over the rope, that should be 6.
That's right.
But apparently the rule is if you catch the ball cleanly and then you slide into the rope, they'll give it 6.
That's odd.
I'm like, that's news. That's news to me.
That's really, really odd. You know how like in Test cricket they've changed the rules on like close-in fielders if somebody gets a nick on a silly point or short leg, and if it hits their helmet or if anything else it hits first, it's not a dead ball, but they can't claim a catch. They have to be able to. Yeah, I thought so. It was like a recent rule change.
So if it hits who in the head? If it hits the batter in the head, or it hits the silly midon in the head?
No, so let's say the batter hits it on a short leg or a silly point, right?
Yeah.
The fielder that's standing there, so he has protection on. He has a helmet. He has other things, right? So he can't get hit on a helmet and then catch the ball, or get hit on one of the equipments, or get hit and then catch the ball. It has to be literally only his body or something, once he gets hit. And you can take it, but even if as long as they make contacts with any like equipment, I think they can't give it out. So that was a recent, like within last year. Yeah, I saw this rule change.
What would be the rule if it bounces off the umpire, it's still out, right?
I think so. I don't know.
What's the difference? I did actually see. Now that we're talking about rule changes, I'm pretty sure I just saw ICC have approved Test match substitution rule.
Did they?
I don't know if it's official, but I saw something about I think they have proposed it or they've actually implemented it, that they are considering a Test match relief rule for serious injury, which I am opposed to, even though it like think about this. People want to talk. People say, what do you know about cricket? We lived in a cricket era where we had runners.
That's right.
We had runners back in that day. Back to that. We should go back to runners. People be like, "Oh, cricket's confusing. There's all these outs." Well, wait till you listen about the runners. Let me tell you about the runner.
Oh man.
Let me tell you about running yourself out if you don't stay in your own crease. If you're the batter, stay in your own crease. Let the other guy run. We should bring back runners. Bring back the runners. Because the thing with the Wilkes situation, imagine Wilkes comes out, right? Imagine if he comes out, but he doesn't have to run. He can bat, he can defend his wicket, but he hasn't got to run. Okay? That seems fair. If Rishad Pant comes out with a busted foot, he can swing his bat, but he can't run. He has the runner. And then you got to go through the whole running protocol. Like as kids, we learned that running protocol. We
It's just
practiced
how do
backing up.
you avoid somebody taking advantage of this? Because that's what I'm sure would happen right back in the
Well, they
day,
did, but that's
where
the
the
whole
guy would
point.
just start limping, and they'd be like, "Yeah, send out a fresh pair of legs for me to." You know,
But
that's
it
why they changed it, I
provides
think.
it provides its own complications, right?
Yeah,
So you have three batters trying to score one run,
yeah,
and like, but the whole point is like, if Richard Pant breaks his foot, right? I would
yeah,
rather them make a runner rule than a full substitution rule.
yeah. I
Because the
agree.
point of
Yeah,
test cricket is like, imagine it's like the fourth day
yeah,
and everyone's tired and they're bugging and whatever, and then someone hurts themselves, they break a shoulder, like especially a fast bowler, right?
yeah,
Especially if it's like think a woke situation. You've bowled this many overs, you've taken out of the game, and now you bust your shoulder. Well, now you're bringing a fresh Mark Wood. Now you're bringing a fresh Jofra Archer.
yeah.
That's just changing the absolute dynamic of the game.
Dynamic. Yeah,
Absolutely changes it, right?
yeah.
It's part of the test match. It's a test.
And even
You know what I mean?
concussion, how can you say that somebody cannot take advantage of that? They can fake a concussion
Well,
symptom and they can be like, yeah, you know,
I don't
I have a
know.
concussion.
I
Like
think
it
they
can
have
be,
don't they have third party doctors for that?
yeah, but concussions are, it's like you can't really prove them right away on the field. If they're calling for a concussion sub, you know, within like in a day of the test match, you can't,
Well,
you
I
can only
think
see the symptoms.
well,
You know, you can't,
think about concussion sub. Like if you were subbing yourself out for concussion,
yeah,
you're like it's like you're not partaking anymore in the game, and it's not like you want to do that. Like I don't think anyone's
yeah,
voluntarily hoping to get hit in the head to get themselves out of the game. Like you think about the whole Lavishame Steve Smith incident, right? So Smith gets hit, surprisingly he isn't dead. It actually hits him in the neck, misses the helmet altogether,
yeah,
right? He's out.
yeah,
He's toast. And then you bring Lavishane in, which is a like for like batter. Then Lavishane goes and scores a bajillion runs. That's how he kicks off his career batting like from there, right? He was never in the team until that moment. So,
yeah,
but that's an example of like he was like a player getting taken out of the game through injury, but through concussion, through dangerous hit. But actually, I think it was around that point. Now they started adding that they added that foam back there. So, but yeah, all interesting. I think we should keep. I think we should bring back the runners. Bring back the runners.
yeah. Hot take right there from Adam, man. Bring
Hot
back
take.
the runners.
Bring back the runners.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah,
there was this Legends League that was happening, and there was an Australian fast bowler by the name of John Hastings. He's probably from our time. Did you see that 18 ball wide over?
Yes. I watched the interview with I watched the interview that he did. He said he got off the field and just deleted all social media as soon as he got off the field. Just deleted it all. And he didn't turn it back on until he did the interview with the guys from below.
What happened, man? What happened to the guy?
But here's the situation. Here's the situation. Baseballers may understand this in a way. You don't like. I get so nervous, even as a fully grown adult, my whole life. If I go to bowl a ball, like bowling a ball in a game, I get so nervous. Like I bowled that one game, I think, in a practice match earlier in the year, and I didn't bowl like my true action. Like everything I did was as conservative as I could. I didn't want to rip it. I didn't want to grip it and turn it, and didn't want to like do anything crazy. I just wanted to make sure the ball landed on the pitch was a legal ball. And because you don't want to get a wide, you don't want to make a fool of yourself. You don't want to do anything, right? Especially when you're a part-timer and you haven't bowled many reps. Because bowling in the nets is different than bowling in the real life. It's just the whole vibe is different. You're bowling for real. You know what I mean? There's nothing around you. You have no concept of depth perception and everything. You just got to, especially leg spin, the hardest to float it up there the right way, right? Yeah. So for him, even running in bowling pace, like I can't get my paces always in the same spot every time. So he has probably been 5, 6, maybe 10 years out of playing full-time cricket. And he was like, yeah, I didn't want to bowl a wide. down leg side, and so he was bowling wides off side. You know what I mean?
Holy
Like
moly, dude!
you you just
I
get
was
one of
on
those
the floor
rhythms.
laughing.
Yeah, you just get one of those things. Because like I
Um,
can't believe, like, one of the big shout outs to baseball. One of the things I really admire about baseball and baseball pitches is how the heck they can throw that ball in the same spot every time. How do you do that?
amazing.
How do you do
That
that? Throw it
skill,
every time.
man.
That's
The
just something else.
accuracy.
That's something else, right? Because we don't do it. We don't do that. We don't do it like that.
It's the
Well,
system and the preparation, man, that gets them like ready for that type of a quality product that they turn out to be, because it's just a process that they have to go through that makes them into this such superstar and such beasts of performers, because that's what they've demanded at that major league level. So when they get there through the grind of college ball, double A, single A, triple A ball, they've faced everything, and they've fixed most of their technical flaws and issues, and that's when they're at their best, and still they break down, even going through all of that process. So
yeah, I just think, like, from a pitching perspective versus a bowling perspective, like, I think baseballers put the ball on the spot more than cricketers put the ball on the spot. You know what I mean? Take this there's a few exceptions, like Hazelwood's obviously a really good example of someone that can really put it on a dime. But
McGraw.
McGraw putting it on a dime, right? But you think of someone like Mitchell Johnson, or I think it's actually Sean Tate. Sean Tate's the best example.
Yeah.
Fast and erratic. Fast and absolutely erratic.
Spray it everywhere. Yeah.
Spraying it, absolutely spraying it, right? And that would be the closest thing we have to baseball, right? Is someone like Sean Tate, like thundering a ball in at 160 clicks. Yeah, slinging it in. And that was absolutely erratic. Like, you can't have the ball coming out that fast with that kind of bowling action and have it like. But the baseball guys, they put it on the dime. They put it right in that spot, right in that little imaginary box, right outside them, right there.
What's the highest Mitchell Stark has clocked? Do you know? Has he clocked 160?
Oh, I'd say he'd be close.
I think he definitely clocked 159.
There were days like that English, I think it's that 2005. No, 2005. What year is that? 2008, 2009. He was that famous test. He was bowling like 155, like clocking everything. Everything was like 155. He was just banging him in. I think that's like when he was prime. I'm talking like Mo. Talking like Mustache Mitch. That was the Mo. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, he was a beast. Just out. Beast. Everybody was scared of facing him because he knew he would just hurt him.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I miss that about cricket. I miss that. Like, we need to bring some of that. We need to bring some of that back, because like it's like, think about the USA team. Like, Netravolker is our left armer, but like he seems like the nicest bloke ever.
Yeah,
he seems like a genuinely nice guy on and off the field, even on the field. Seems like a genuine nice guy. Like, great, but like let's bring back.
Where's the aggression?
Where's some Mitchell Johnson? Where's some of that? I don't know who that. I mean, Ali Khan's probably the closest we have, but he's not not that much of an angry man. But he could be. He's very animated when he gets a wicket, right? He could be very.
Yeah, he's got the Pakistani fire in him,
Some Pakistani fire.
Fast bowlers usually have that.
I mean, also Harris Rauf. Harris Rauf's probably the dangerous. He's probably the most dangerous man in the MLC for sure. Yeah. For sure. Because even like Xavier Bartlett got 17 wickets also, but just a cool dude. Just seems cool. Oh, cool. Got a wicket.
And
cool.
He was a table player, right? Harris Rauf used to make like 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees, which is equivalent to maybe like $5, in American dollars. That's what he would play table matches for out in Pakistan, travel to local areas and play table matches in these table tournaments that would be, local regions. And that's what he did until he was, got an opportunity to go play some local cricket out in Australia, got eyed out by the BBL, because that's where he was selected first from the Melbournes. Melbournes picked him, and then he had his Pakistan selection come afterwards. So he had a different type of a ride. He was a table player, man.
I just learned that story that they had him come, and when he came to Australia, like how grade cricket is so competitive, they started him off in second grade.
Yeah.
He didn't play first grade. He played second grade. I just
Yeah.
sort of like Ollie Pope and some of those guys
Yeah.
from England came out. Like grade cricket is a whole beast. It's a
Yeah.
whole beast.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole other world. People in America, like play people, I think they're good. No, wait till you come to grade cricket. You wouldn't even
Yeah.
get a grow in fourth grade. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a different thing. The system is completely different and so competitive. So competitive.
That was the
But
best thing that could happen for him, man.
Yeah, but no, he's fantastic. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it, and everyone all love it. So much love for him online. So much love for him. I made that video. Everyone was like, "Because of you, because of me, because of
You got
me,
the million views because of me.
because of me." So good, bro. So good. So good. What a
That was
guy.
awesome.
He's
That
like,
was
"Oh,
awesome.
it's you." I said, "Yeah, we got 1 million views
Really?
because of me."
That was classic, dude. That's like your best one.
That's the best. That didn't
That
even
was,
do the best. The famous they liked the one from Andre Russell.
that was funny too.
Nice shoes. Nice
That was
shoes.
funny. That got like almost what, like 14, 15
It's
million views or something?
it's got millions of views. Yeah, 15 million views or
Crazy.
something.
That's
Yeah.
craziness. That's craziness.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, I mean, we've had a pod, man,
What a
tonight.
pod. What a pod.
Tonight. We've been chatting up for over an hour. So it was good chatting tonight, Adam. Thank you again for joining, man. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check us out on the Reverse Scoob, YouTube channel. You can follow Adam on Instagram. You can follow him on his YouTube, on his TikTok. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere. So you'll find us somewhere. You'll find us somewhere. If you want to support local cricket, you want to support youth cricket, you can check out the Reverse Scoop shop. You can get some merch, and the money goes back to local club cricket where we, growing the game from the grassroots level. So, Adam, again, thank you, brother, for joining me. Until next time, Adam Abannon on the Beal Con from the Reverse Scoop, calling it a night. Have a good night, everybody.